Hello guys, welcome back to another cooking segment. Today we are making dumplings or steamed bread, idombolo, whatever you decide to call it. I am going to use 8 cups of flour depending on how big your family is or how much you need in quantity. So I'm going to use 8 cups of flour, 175 grams of butter, salted or unsalted butter, it's okay. 1 grated carrot, 1 sachet of dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of salt. So I'm going to start with my salt. Normally I'll just mix all my dry ingredients first. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of salt, and then when I'm done I'm going to use half a cup of sugar. So you're going to add half a cup of sugar on your 8 cups of flour or multi-purpose flour or whole wheat flour, whatever you call it. And then once that is completed, you can add your dry yeast and combine your ingredients nicely or mix them well. And I'm going to melt my butter just to make sure that it's not on a hot temperature, just to remove the cold from the butter. And then I'm going to add about 500 mils of water. So I'm going to start with 250 mils first. And then once that is done with the consistency, obviously, I'm going to add more warm water inside my dough. I don't actually like using my hands when it comes to kneading, so I will just use my spatula here, covered with some cling wrap. So once that is nicely mixed together, I will just looking at the consistency of it and then make sure that there is no flour left on the bottom of the bowl. Then you can just proceed and add your butter. It's just gonna make things nice. It's just gonna make it nice and soft, guys. Please make sure that you do not miss this step, or you can add some cooking oil just to make sure that it's nice and soft. And then once that is actually mixed up well, you can now add your 1 grated carrot. Again, depending on how much you want it, because I just use 1 carrot because I know that's going to be enough for the amount of dumplings that I'm going to use today. So you're going to add 1 cup of carrot there and mix well together in your dough. So at this point, guys, it is actually up to you. If you want to knead the dough, you can still do that. Mix everything up, and then you can just put it on a flat surface and start kneading your dough. But I don't prefer doing that because my hands and the flour don't actually mix. So I'm going to mix everything well, and then once that is done, I'm going to put it on the sun or any place where it's warm enough so that your yeast can nicely rise nicely. So I will normally put it out for about an hour or an hour and a half, and it must be on a nice sunny area. Then you're gonna get to the best results. And then once that is actually done, you are going to see, look at my dough. Look at my dough. It is nice and is actually overflowing. Oh, I love this so much. So this dough here, it is done, so that means that it was done like correctly. So once that is actually done, I normally prefer using my ramekins, guys. You can always use a big metal bowl to make your dumpling. It's up to you, or you can just use a baking tray. So it is definitely up to you on how much on how you wanted it to be. So for me, my preference is just using the ramekins, and it actually cooks faster than using 1 bowl. So I'm going to just spread some oil inside the ramekins, just to make sure that my dumpling does not stick on my ramekins during the cooking process. So I will put some oil in there, just a normal cooking oil, or your butter is fine, or your margarine, you can also use that. And then once that is done, I'm going to add my my dough inside each and every ramekin, and make sure that you don't put a lot, otherwise when it's busy cooking or on the stove, it will just overflow and it's not gonna look nice. So this is how much I will actually put on each and every ramekin. So Like I said, it's just preferences. If you don't prefer this, please do not follow the method, but you will see the presentation later on. Then you're going to need hot water. Don't add a lot of water, because now when it starts boiling, it will get inside the dough. My pot is not dirty, guys, it's just burnt. I'll buy still and make sure that I actually fix that. And then you put it on the stove for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once that is done, you will see your dough is going to be nicely done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I wish you a well. Bye bye.